Well, right now, the public isn't getting the disclosures they need and are required under the law. And then the so-called crypto exchanges, crypto intermediaries, many of them are commingling functions we would never allow in the rest of our markets. And those conflicts are rife. And we know what happens. We know that that's when the public gets harmed.
Well, and on that front, with Truth Social, a majority of Trump's wealth now coming from that. Have we ever seen a president before who, his personal wealth will determine on the direction the SEC takes before? Have we ever seen that?
Well, we've been in place for 90 years, and most chief executives of our nation, commanders-in-chief, don't have that level of personal wealth. But what's really important in what we do is we think about everyday Americans at the Securities and Exchange Commission. It's why we did things. Look, I came into office 4 years ago. Do you remember that? The GameStop events. Yep. And the markets were, and a lot of everyday investors were being harmed. And so we came in and we said, how can we help bring common sense reforms to our stock markets? That's a $60 trillion market. The crypto is much smaller than that. That's where we focused a lot of attention. We've shortened our settlement cycle so that if you sell your stock on a Monday, you get your cash on a Tuesday. And we've focused on the U.S. Treasury market, $28 trillion market, again, way bigger than crypto, and tried to reform the U.S. Treasury market, which, because of the deficits, are growing so rapidly.
But if you were staying on as the chair in that world, because technically your term isn't up for another until 2026, would you be worried? Do you see obvious conflicts of interest here for the incoming administration, starting with the president-elect himself?
Look, all of us who have the great privilege to serve work with the lawyers, work with the Office of Government Ethics, and we really have to instill trust in our government, that the public has trust, that those of us that are entrusted in these jobs don't have conflicts.
Yeah, and on that front, you talk about how much smaller the crypto world is, but for young men, it does disproportionately take up. They are much more invested in it than young women are. When you look at the numbers of ages, the numbers we looked at, 18 to 29, 42% of young men have used crypto. That's compared to 17% of women. Trump did really well with young men. He was coming in, promising looser regulations on crypto and just a more relaxed attitude. Do you think how tough you are on it, and the fact that he named you at rallies, played any kind of role in how those young men voted?
Look, I'll leave it to political consultants to do that. I know that many of your audience are interested in that, but this is a field that, if it's going to survive